broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
My name is Raymond Berry, and Chicago you will learn. We beat the Jets, LA, Miami.
30 years ago yesterday, my friend. First AFC championship. How do you like them apples?
This takes me back. It takes me back to some my first love of a Patriots team right there.
Yes.
You know?
This is where you used to actually go to the stadium and buy a ticket there.
This is when they hooked me for life. You know? This is what brought me through the 91 1-15 season. Just residual greatness from this 85 club.
I mean, this song, it didn't really set up too well against Super Bowl Shuffle. They kind of crushed us on the airwaves as well as on the football field.
They did, yeah. They did. I remember my mom's getting me about 2 days after the Super Bowl a Bury the Bears shirt and bringing it home like she was a hero. I was like, Mom, that was a great shirt last week. I don't know if you missed it. We got hammered. Okay? That's why me and Dad were downstairs screaming at the TV.
Very similar to that scene in Revenant, if you've seen it.
Spoilers.
Oh,
chill.
Well, guess what?
All right.
There was a bear attack, okay?
Oh. Yeah, that bear attack looks incredible. Looks incredible.
Looks incredible? You went from the trailer.
From the trailer?
Yeah, okay.
I mean, they show it in every trailer, as well they should, because that's unbelievable.
So I guess that wasn't much of a spoiler if it's already in the trailer.
I guess. All right. Keep it down. Stamp it down. Hello, Patriot Nation. Welcome back to another edition of a Patriots Wrap 360, our midweek rudderless discussion of all things Patriots, some things not Patriots, and some just utter nonsense. Alongside Jason Cherella and Kevin Finn, I am Mike Conley. So welcome, Pats fans. Our beloved Patriots finally have an opponent. It is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes.
And they are here coming to Foxborough in amazing fashion after a rout of the Houston Texans, 30-0. Now, I mean, I started out kind of rooting for the Texans in that one due to the fact they got Big Vince, you know, a lot of Patriots connections, Mike Vrabel, Billy O'Brien, what have you. But then, kind of started rooting for Andy Reid, you know, halfway through the game a little bit, you know, because I just like that guy.
Sure. So who are you rooting for this week?
This week I'm going to go with the Pats.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see. Should we wait till the second quarter?
Well, I got to tell you, it was in what it did affect me on was that second game, and I was rooting hard for Cincinnati because I was just you know, let Andy Reid go to Denver.
I was utterly confused in that game. I didn't know which way to go.
Which game?
In the Pittsburgh-Cincy, I didn't know who I was rooting for. You know, depended on the down really.
Right.
I had to text him to ask him who I was rooting for.
Yeah, it was confusing. I was rooting against Cincinnati by the end of that game.
Yeah,
that was terrible. There was no place for that.
Yeah, that was a circus. The Kansas City game, let's just talk about that real quick. I mean, they just got them from start to finish. And, you know, you kind of almost thought it was going to be a long day from Houston, even from Jump Street. Because, I mean, even before Niall Davis took it 106 yards for that opening touchdown, the Star Spangled Banner. Did you hear that?
I missed that.
Towards the end of that, it was whatever. I don't know how many Chiefs fans were in the place, but maybe 30%. And they were all did their whole, Chiefs chant as if it was Arrowhead, and you could hear it. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of hey, here we are. We're in Houston. Boom.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah. There's a lot of Chiefs fans in town.
Okay.
And they've won 10 straight. And turns out it was 11. But they are a formidable club. They are impressive on all three sides, and I'm a tad apprehensive.
What's the third side?
Special teams.
Okay, I just need clarification there.
No problem.
Right.
No problem.
I think
I would figure a guy that follows Bill Belichick would know what the three sides are. Anyways.
Go ahead. You were saying?
I completely agree that they're a really strong team. Although I do feel like the matchup bodes well for the Patriots. There's a lot of good matchups that I think if the Patriots adhere to their do your job motto, that if all the Patriots do their job, there's some matchup discrepancies there that I think that the Pats can take advantage of. And one of them being, I mean, just offense versus offense. Okay, New England offense, if we can get up and make this some sort up 30 points, you know, if the Pats can make this score 30 points, get the Chiefs needing to score 30 points to beat them, they're not going to do very well. That's not where Alex Smith is gonna succeed. So I think that if the Pats can come out and get the offense clicking, man, if we can get Jules back and doing what he can do, I mean, get Gronk going, get this into a little bit of a horse race, I think matchup-wise, I think the Pats are in good shape.
I would agree with that. I mean, I think that we don't know how in sync they're going to be, which is, actually I look forward to seeing how they come out in the first quarter and see how that offense clicks. But they're
going to have Marcus Peters up against Julian Edelman, not really one of the stronger defensive backs in the league.
Oh, I don't know about that. He made the Pro Bowl as a rookie.
And he's got
this year?
He leads the league in
it's his only year in the league.
He's
sick.
He's like
they got some players, man. Their defensive backfield is legit. I mean, not only Peters made the Pro Bowl, but Eric Berry, who I absolutely love, is probably the best safety in the league. I mean, he comes back from cancer. He makes the Pro Bowl. That guy's an animal.
They've made their hay off turnovers. Off teams that are not that good.
Boom.
Okay, so you're talking about the team that has turned the ball over the least in the league in New England Patriots 14 times, and a team that's made their hay on defense and made their hay off interceptions too, not even fumbles. I think they've only had like 7 fumbles and they have like 22 interceptions. All right, well, Eric Berry and Peters are going to be the greatest defensive backs and defensive players if Tom Brady's going to chuck it to them. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's the defense of Kansas City that's going to beat the Patriots offense. The only that's going to beat the Patriots offense is the Patriots offense if they're not clicking. I mean, if the only way that offense is not going to work is if they're messing it up themselves. I mean, other than that, they're going to get their points. And I think that the defense against the KC offense, I do like that matchup because that's an offense that runs kind of like the that 01 Super Bowl where it's just screens and check downs and Alex Smith's not going to throw the ball deep. And the one thing that the Patriots secondary does get beat on is throwing the ball deep. I mean, go ahead. Let's see if he can throw deep. I mean, but I don't think that's going to happen. So they're going to play a lot of the screens, and to me, that plays right into the Pats D.
These aren't your father's Kansas City Chiefs. Kind of like halfway through the season, kind of around the time they lost Jamal Charles, Alex Smith has been throwing it down the field a little bit this year. This isn't the team that was just totally dependent on Jamal Charles the past years, and he was just game manager. He's weighing it down there a little bit. Yeah, and he's got some players.
And he's showing some cracks in the armor. I mean, he's been picked off in the last 3 games, I think I read. Right. So, I mean, go ahead. Go ahead, throw downfield. I dare him to.
I think his record when he has to score, when the Chiefs score more than 23 points, is like 3-41 or something like that.
Wow.
Okay,
that's a great stat. I love that.
All right, so if the Pats,
we got no idea if it's accurate, but
did you fit that stat
Boom.
on that sheet?
That is.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he was dogging his sheet earlier.
A lot of room on there, but that's one of the ones that stuck out.
I like it.
It's a good stat.
It is.
I'll give you another stat.
Go ahead, hit me.
All right. The Pats have never lost a playoff game when they've won the turnover battle. So this is a big team that they need to win. I mean, obviously, this isn't information that Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, this whole team doesn't know over and over and over again at this point right now. I think it's a big point of emphasis, kind of to Jason's point, that you can't beat yourself, which would be a fumble, an interception. If they don't do that, this defense, statistically at least, has not been as effective. That's not to say that they can't shut down the Pats if they don't get a turnover. But I don't know. I'm kind of liking this how Steven Jackson's fit in. I think he's going to come in and pass protect well for Brady. I think that offensive line. I mean,
are we in love with the idea of what Steven Jackson's bringing to this team?
I love what I saw. I mean, I granted, I mean, it was in kind of scrub up action, but that team they were playing to win. The Pats were kind of playing to win. And, he ran well. And this is, his basically his second NFL game in over a year. I thought it was very encouraging. And, it's almost like you're yelling fresh legs. You didn't want to yell that kind of at first because you didn't really know. But now after seeing him, I'm like, I don't know.
He's going to get a dose this week.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm actually asking. Because I feel like we're all like in love with him and what he's going to bring. And we're excited. But I'm like, I think this week is the week to see if, obviously, and it has to be, and if he is the person we want him to be. Is he who we think he is?
He is who we thought he was. I mean, I guess I'm a little more impressed with the Chiefs' defense than you guys are. They looked not that formidable early in the season, but since week 7, they have like some of the most impressive numbers on the defensive side of the ball
against mediocre competition. They've really had a run against not really they faced good teams, but
Denver twice.
Not the quality and quantity that the Pats have in that stretch. I can't give you the exact breakdown of every team they played in that stretch, but they haven't played a lot of really good teams. They played Denver twice. Right. Well, they split with Denver, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you pulling that up there?
I mean, no, that one's from my noodle, so it might be wrong.
Okay.
Let's not count on that. Then,
all right. So to me, their defensive backfield and their pass rush is what kind of scares me the most. I think like when you look at them and you analyze them, maybe the place to hit them is with the little Steven Jackson tasting it right up the front. That being said, do you think that's how the Pats come out? Because I'm almost of the mind that they come out winging it around.
I think so. Hey, I'll give you a stat to go to a little bit of what we were talking about with the quality of matchups. Other than Houston, the last time the Chiefs played a team with a winning record was Denver in Week 10. So, yes, they have played Denver, but the last time they played a team with a winning record was in Week 10. I'll repeat that because that's very important.
That's
We're in Week 18 right now, technically, right?
19.
19?
Yeah.
Yeah, 19 because of the bye week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, come on. That's a long time.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I'll take that.
I like that stat. I like that stat.
And honestly, I feel pretty good about this game. But the one concern I have is, like I said, is the being in sync. But being in sync because of that O-line protecting it against a very good Chiefs defense that will get to Tom Brady. So if we don't have that O-line shored up.
But they are. I mean, they should be, right? Everyone's healthy. Everyone's at practice. I mean, I'm reading about, not Gronk isn't at practice. Chandler Jones,
I believe,
has been at practice.
Gronk was limited today at practice.
He was at practice today, but was not at practice
yesterday. And that was like to some unknown reason.
I saw late. It was just to like preemptive for whatever lingering. He's got something lingering that's kind of undisclosed.
Yeah, everyone's playing this week. I'm not worried. I mean,
well, Dion Lewis won't be out there. Your boy will not be out there.
No, he will not.
No,
Leonard Hankerson won't be out there.
That's for damn sure. That is for damn sure.
Jason still has candlelight vigilance.
I know. We're bringing it all the way back, aren't we? That's it.
Oh boy. So all right. So Kansas City definitely was impressive this week. They graduate to face the Pats based on Cincy losing at home to Pittsburgh in that absolute circus of a game. Yes. I mean, goats aplenty for the Cincinnati Bengals. Oof. Who's your biggest?
Marvin Lewis.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. I like that. That's a very advanced answer, and I like that.
Nice.
I actually
talk to me. Just because anytime some people waver off.
Again, it comes back to have control of your team. First off, you haven't won a playoff game in Cincinnati. All right, so this is a big win. This is a big game for you, and the way that team is acting, and he had chances to bring in Burfict earlier in the game. Okay,
the problem is you can't start in that game discipline. You got to start.
That's correct.
Training, spring training.
Starts way earlier.
And that's what players were saying. It's been going on in meetings. It's been going on in games. It's been going on forever and ever. So these things, when pressure's on the line and emotions are high, things come out.
I mean, as an organization, Cincinnati. I mean, to me,
clean house.
Clean house. He should have been fired on Monday. And quite honestly, like, he should take a page out of Dabo Sweeney's book, okay? In the Orange Bowl, he sent one of his best wide receivers home. You know why? Because he put himself above the team, all right? And to me, like, he went forward. They're playing for something, and he went forward with one of his best wide receivers. I mean, clean it up, Marvin Lewis. I mean, clean it up, Cincinnati.
So he should have benched his best defensive player, perfect? Or
no, I mean, I think
in a preemptive strike, like minority report.
No, I think it's to Kev's point. Like, this starts in preseason, and it blew up in his face again.
How he runs meetings, how his coaches respond to him, what he allows to happen in practice, apparently has been too loose for too long.
They doesn't have control. And you know what? Quite honestly, both those teams are volatile. You know, I mean, like, the fact that Joey Porter's on the field, like, what is he doing? He's just, I mean, that guy he wants to be he wanted to be part of the team. He wanted to be a part of the ruckus out there. And now Pittsburgh doesn't even they won't allow him to talk to the media. You know, like, well, I mean, both.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So did you guys have seen the footage? Not this past week, but I think it's last season of Mike Tomlin.
What are you almost trips the guy on the sideline?
On the field, right? And then you saw one of his assistant coaches, Munchak, try and break a finger. What it kind of looked like. I mean, it hasn't been talked about much, but. You know, one of the I think it was
when he pulled Reggie Nelson's hair or Adam Jones's hair or something on the sideline.
Yeah, and grabbed at the football a little bit and kind of like bent his hand back or whatever. I mean, is that sort of like a pattern of behavior?
Must be.
Yeah.
Get a handle on it.
Yeah.
Right.
There.
Well, I'm just wondering, when do the draft picks come? When do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I did.
Because that was why we lost for deflated footballs.
Right. But you
Draft
can basically
picks.
pull the opponent's player's hair if you're on the coaching staff and not lose draft picks. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I'm just saying it's
It is like
it
during
was
that
really like everything. I don't want to bring up Deflategate, but I'm going to bring it up right now because of all the
you do have a tendency to do that.
He does
poor behavior, because I'm still bitter about it, that you see in the league and see go punished, and like Burfict got 3 games.
Right.
I mean, he could have legitimately hurt someone, which I thought 3 games was fine. I just still think 4 games is the most asinine suspension in the history of sports.
Yeah, I mean,
I really do.
He probably should have got.
Well, that's
more
why it got
because
overturned.
He probably deflated his head more than Tom deflated that ball.
All I could think of towards the end of that game was, thank God we root for the Patriots.
Yeah.
Thank God Bill Belichick's at the helm. Thank God.
Thank God he does a good job of brainwashing them, like they were saying today.
You know, and it's just like really is, and he's got so many veterans in there that have been there for so long. You know, the Ninkoviches, the Slaters, obviously Brady, that he doesn't really have to do it anymore. Those guys are going to police the situation.
So how are they going to police the situation that they have currently going on?
Yeah,
right now?
Let's talk about
the
scenario.
That's
I mean, they have a
call.
bye week, and he shows up with a black eye. Chandler Jones is in the hospital.
Yes. What is the answer to that black eye, by the way?
I think he does. My guess is
was he at Van Nuys last week at the Finn birthday celebration? Yeah, you guys getting a little scrape?
Yeah,
a couple Jet fans lipping off.
I mean, he likes to box to work out. He likes spar
For the masses. It's spar.
I saw that.
So maybe maybe he took a shot.
Wow.
You know what I mean? In the thing, or maybe he took a football off the face, which I think, you know what I mean? You're coaching in practice, and
yeah, but I think he would have said
TB12 threw
that.
a seat over there, broke his fingers. Boom.
I know, but I feel like, to me, it's like he would probably say that in a press conference, like,
he doesn't. Why he doesn't? He's not going to give you any of that. Yeah. No. Why would he? He doesn't give you anything.
I don't even care.
But he did walk around with boxing gloves, so you got to read in between the lines. Bill will give you something. You just gotta.
I know, but wasn't
What
that
was
like
the
just like a
boxing
motivational tool type of scenario? Who's kind of like thrown out there with these boxing gloves? Or was there more to that? I mean, is he oh guys, I just got done with my workout. Here's my black eye, or is he covering it up. Like, either way, I don't care.
Right.
I really don't care
Don't
about the
care.
black guy.
Just means he's tough.
The synthetic
coach.
marijuana that Chandler Jones apparently
Right. What's going on there?
reportedly smoked and then kind of went cuckoo kanuku.
Right.
Took his shirt off, walked through Norwood Center, and walked himself into the police department.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is that his first time? I guess. You figure, I mean, growing up John Jones's brother, you think maybe at least you got some secondhand vapors now and again.
Yeah,
maybe you should be coached up.
I mean, what kind is that? Because
There's got to be at least 40 people in your cell phone that you call and say, dude, listen, like, I need you to come over to my house because, like, I gave you season tickets or whatever, and talk me the F out of this right now.
Yeah. Don't make me go to the
like
police
Joe
station.
at Norwood,
yeah,
you know.
how is he
Foxborough.
walking around being like, exactly?
Apparently that stuff is really, really, it makes you really paranoid. And there's a lot of really, like, bad reaction stories out there.
Because it's synthetic, right?
Yeah. It's
See,
not
that's why.
marijuana,
Yeah.
apparently. It's not marijuana. It's chemical. It has nothing to do with marijuana, other than that they call it marijuana, synthetic marijuana.
Yeah.
It's a combination of chemicals that you smoke like you would marijuana.
Yeah. Kind of like my weed, like my women, non-synthetic. What about you?
I'll leave that one alone. I'll say about that.
That's surprising.
I'll say the only thing that really bothered me about the Chandler Jones thing was the local media making it more like. To me, it's just like, leave it alone.
It's like, be part of the team.
Yeah, be part of the
Bury
team.
that.
Like, what are you doing? Like, and I see people getting on like, well, and they're trying to catch the cops and lies and like medical records and who's releasing what, and it's just like, slow it down.
Yeah, well, apparently that Foxborough chief of police, who's also chief of security for the Pats, like kind of
I mean,
struck some stuff from
exactly.
the police report.
Local media, hey, back up. Okay. Well,
Hey, they got a job to do.
You know.
You
Find something else. Back up another tree. Like, protect the house.
I really let them bark because I mean, the only way this really becomes an issue is if Chandler Jones was already a part of the NFL's substance abuse program. Therefore, he would go into the second offender, and therefore he would get a 4-game suspension. And that would be with a positive test for marijuana. Now, I'm pretty sure Chandler Jones got a random drug test today at some point from the NFL, and whether or not he failed that, it's not even clear whether or not synthetic marijuana is on the banned substances list.
Yeah, I was wondering that too, because it's not illegal in Massachusetts.
Right.
Well, my question is, if we're doing that synthetic marijuana, so Chandler Jones he finds himself probably in fetal position somewhere, like questioning everything.
At his own house, apparently, because he left and told the cops they needed to go back and lock up his house because the cop went back.
Right. Well, no, I would like to cut to Gronkowski because I'm sure he wasn't alone in this ordeal. What was he doing? I'm pretty sure he was swinging from trees outside his backyard.
Let's keep Gronk's name out of this because Gronk was unfairly dragged in originally. He wasn't a part. They've already disclosed he wasn't around. He wasn't a part. He wasn't coming from Gronk's house. So
The potty animal. He gets pointed to every time.
Let's be part of what we were talking about before. Let's not unearth any stones.
He was at home by himself watching He-Man, right?
It's nothing like a little He-Man.
Right.
Absolutely.
On synthetic
marijuana.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Well, I love the team statement. They were just like pretty much staying with what's right. Oh, he went to the hospital. He was released. He didn't miss any meetings.
Yeah.
Already practices. He was
Right?
back
I mean,
on
that's
time.
what happened.
Boom, boom, boom. And that really is what's important at this juncture.
That's
at
what
week
happened.
18.
Right.
Exactly why the media should just
Back up.
throw aside their journalistic integrity and just
I will
fall
say
behind the
that
Patriots.
Bill does have a long memory with this type of stuff, and Chandler's coming up on a contract. I'm not going to overblow this, but it's going to be something that Bill keeps in the back of his mind. You guarantee yourself that. And it might have cost him a little bit of money. This might have cost him a little bit of change because, I mean, this is not a good look. And the timing is worse than anything, really. I mean, it's the bye week and the playoffs. I mean, if you really can't keep it together and realize that you need to, A, not do that, but B, if you do, like, don't walk down the street without a shirt on and walk into the police station. Please, dude. Like, you got the cops covering up for you. All you got to do is walk across the street to your neighbor's house. Right. They'll cover you up. You know what I mean? I mean, seriously, dude.
I mean, at least because of, I guess the rookie way he handled it, you got to think it's not a problem
he's
for
gotta
him.
be taking massive heat. I was just like watching like the practice, and they're just like, dude, what did you do?
Yeah.
Right.
What did you do, man? Why did you call me?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Right. Well, I'll have a better evaluation of this next week. Let me take this weekend to figure
But
out.
if he has 3 sacks, you're gonna say it's a non-issue.
Well, no. Let me see what he went through this weekend. Come back and then figure out.
You're going to research that and give us a report back next week?
Exactly.
Are you going to do some research on synthetic marijuana?
Cut me out of that. I'm not walking down the street with my shirt off.
Something else that I was going to say for a later week, but something you said made me think about is there is a lot of young talent on the defensive side of the ball that's going to be coming up. So I'm just going to throw this out to you, not to alarm you guys, but Chandler Jones, Dante Hightower, Jamie Collins, Malcolm Butler. Pick 2.
Hightower and Butler. Bang, bang. Easy.
Butler and Collins.
Butler and Collins, okay.
Jamie Collins is awesome.
I was going to go Butler and Jones until this latest snafu.
Exactly.
But now maybe you take one of the linebackers, but because you got to think they're not going to be able to retain all 4 of those guys.
I don't think they're going to retain Dante Hightower. Love him, got a great presence, but I think they're going to.
And I mean, doesn't this really? I mean, it's. I don't want to overblow this, but it does from a GM kind of like contract. Doesn't this really kind of ring the alarms? Because his brother did kind of have this big blow up, and you always thought he was way different than. You know what I mean? Like. And now it's like, dude, like you that's a major red flag. It's and even if he gets away with it without a suspension, whatever, and I hope he does, obviously.
Yes. I mean, because it's synthetic, is it make it that much worse? I don't know. I mean,
no, I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's an issue. I just think it's it's something to note. I mean, really, it's a non-issue. Really,
right.
You're
just saying he's not disciplined. He can't.
It raises questions for me as putting on your GM hat. If you're having to give this person millions of dollars, are you suddenly concerned he's going to get a DUI and hit someone on Route 1 because he's has a pattern of behavior? I would never thought Chandler Jones would ever have I just didn't think this was going to be something that we'd be talking about.
But we also signed Blunt, and he was smoking in a car outside the stadium.
Absolutely. I don't think that Chandler Jones is going to be looking for a pretty big payday. He's got a lot of really juicy numbers that that pay well at his position. So I mean, yeah. I just think it's interesting. It's other than it being interesting, that's it for me. And I think it's unfortunate that there was a line outside the Patriots locker room today, and every player in there had to answer questions. As much as everyone's saying that's not a distraction, well, guess what? They're not answering. They're not focused on the game plan. Whatever. You know what I mean? It is what it is, and that's unfortunate, and that's why you don't. But
it took the heat off Belichick's eye.
Yeah, but yeah.
Gronk not available to the media today. Interesting enough.
Right.
So we'll have to see tomorrow why he was out of practice Tuesday.
Probably because they can't tell a lie very well.
No, that's like 12 hours of coaching. Like 12 hours of classroom before we get Rob out there.
Lawyers
in front of the mic.
Trial lawyers giving them 4 hours of coaching before you can
flip
talk
the page
to
on this.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's move on.
All right, let's move on. The thing is if the Pats and the Broncos, take care of business as the highest seeds this week, we'll have to go to Denver. Yeah. And then, Chandler can smoke the real stuff.
Yeah, we'll all be mile high.
Boom. Oh, boom. Yeah, ba-dum-bum-ch. All right. In lieu of our house band, we have to kind of just do it ourselves. But,
I mean, on the other hand, by the way, Tom Brady, he never drank coffee. So you got this, and then you got this.
Yeah, he's never had sugar, and he hasn't had sugar since the 80s.
I mean, it kind of disturbs me. That bothered me. It's just
as a coffee drinker, I know you like a cup of. As a coworker, I know you do like a small cup of Joe every morning.
Anyone who's that perfect, it freaks me out. It's just like I don't trust.
He
that.
was that
Unless
guy
he's your
in college
quarterback,
or at least that I played with guys in college, and they really bothered the shit out of me because it was like, dude.
Just does he drink?
Did you see his body at the combine? I don't think he had that in college.
Yeah.
That's the Giselle effect.
You've never had a cup of coffee, but you might have had 16 Cokes at the Michigan cafeteria. Yeah, dude. Right. I mean, seriously, like.
I need something that he's done.
You know what I mean?
It's not great.
Well, I think what happens is he lets these things out in passing. He wasn't going to and then just people jump all over it. And the headline of the story is Tom Brady doesn't drink coffee or swears off coffee. When in essence, he just kind of says,
I've never had coffee. No, I listened to the interview and I was just like, of course you've never had coffee. Like, I rely on that. Why can't you rely on something, you know?
Well, because you're a mere mortal, and this guy's the quarterback, 4-time Super Bowl champion of the New England Patriots.
Don't underestimate me.
Well,
there's no way his wife gets that skinny and doesn't drink coffee. So I'm sure she has a couple cup of joes every morning after her orange peel that she sniffs.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
All right. A lot of limiteds at practice today. Only DNP Trey Jackson.
Yeah.
I don't think we. Hopefully, he'll be ready for the game because we could use all the depth we can on
Yeah,
that
we
O-line.
definitely need the depth. Hopefully, we don't need him because he hasn't been playing that well. But
Not a tackle, but he's still a legitimate guard.
right.
You know, and he is a rook, so heading in the right direction.
Do you think
Full practice for Tom
viewers
Brady.
like the inadvertent tap that you're constantly giving them there with that pen?
Who's that?
The viewers.
Oh yeah, they love that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You getting a lot of feedback in that?
Yeah, we're getting a little.
Sorry about
yeah.
that.
All right.
Sorry about that, gang. Oh, go ahead.
Well, so I'm not worried about injuries. I mean, who's sitting? I mean, who's playing? Who's practicing?
Next man up, New England Patriots.
Right, and I quite honestly, I think it's let's rest this guy. They've had 2 weeks of practice.
I'm sure there's a bunch of teams out there that are like, if only going into these playoffs we could add a starting tackle and a 100-catch receiver. Boom, we're doing that.
Yeah.
Blick.
Yeah,
Little Seabass coming back, little Julian Edelman. Edelman's going to be back. I got him at 93%.
93.
Give me a over under on yardage. What are you gonna get? Like, is he gonna get a touchdown? He's gonna get at least one touchdown.
One
right?
touchdown, over under 85 yards.
85 yards. I like that. I
And
like that because you don't want to overuse them, but we want to use them.
Over
6 catches, 85.
All you might. I
don't think that's
he's
too
playing
much
with
to
a
ask.
steel plate in his shoe.
He's got a steel plate in the cleat.
In the cleat. Yeah.
Now, we all know that the Pats like to take away biggest weapon for the other team. I see that as Travis Kelce,
Yeah.
Yes.
especially with Macklin being a little dinged up.
A little dinged up.
You know?
He hasn't
Was
been
it a hip?
practicing at all, right?
No, it's
High ankle
it's
sprain.
originally they thought it was knee, but yeah,
Right.
I think
It's
it's
a high
ankle.
ankle
I don't know. Is it high ankle sprain? Because those are no joke.
That's what. Yeah.
Oh,
That's what I read.
well, I mean, I hope you're healthy next season, but that's nice.
He hasn't been he hasn't been on the practice field. He's not at
Yeah.
all. I don't know what his plan is tomorrow, but
Even if he's out, I mean, they just supplant in athletic freak Chris Conley, no relation, but I mean, that kid can play. I mean, I don't know if you saw his combine numbers. He's amazing. I mean, I don't know if it's something with the last name or what, but I mean, he's just like that catch he made in the end zone, back of the end zone.
You eliminated that with Athletic Freak.
But I mean, he's good. There's no doubt about that. So I think Travis Kelce's going to have a heavy dose of Pat Chung and a heavy dose of Jamie Collins.
and Jamie Collins just bumping him.
He's just going to devour him.
Yeah, just banging him at the line. He doesn't come off the line without Jamie Collins giving him a shiver.
I love that.
I mean, look.
And Alex Smith, it's like the key, and you touched upon it earlier, Finn, was the turnover battle, and that's going to be the number one key. If the Pats can win the turnover battle, I think if they score 21 points, that's the magic number, because I think our D is going to really come to play.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
We're going to be able to hold them into the teens.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I mean, look, Pats. They take away your number one player, and if it happens to be the tight end, well, that you shut him down, and I don't know.
Well, the Chiefs like to run the ball. They're going to try and come out and run the ball, but the Pats have done well, stopping the run fairly well over the last 5 or 6 games, and that could be a sticking point because I know. They do pretty well if they get over 100 yards rushing. The Pats do pretty well if they keep teams under 100 yards rushing. It's kind of that, magic kind of equation. But, I mean, if we got everyone healthy, I like the way this defense stacks up against the run.
I do too.
For the Kansas City Chiefs, that is. You know what I mean? I like the way the matchups. I mean,
They got some good running backs though. Kendrick West and Spencer Ware have been definitely downhill runners that have been running hard.
Absolutely.
You know, it's definitely going to take everything the Pats can out of their front seven to stop those guys. No question. And I think Alex Smith, a guy that's been known as a kind of a game manager in the past, has made strides. You know, I mean, will he ever validate being the number 1 overall pick? Probably not. But he's still a serviceable quarterback in this league.
I mean, I'd say the San Francisco 49ers might take him right now.
Oh yeah, of course they
Right?
would. Of course
Yeah.
they would. There's a bunch of teams would have him.
If you don't have a stud quarterback, Alex Smith is your answer to me. After if you don't, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, I mean, he's like the two top things that you look for in a quarterback is intelligence and accuracy, and he has both of those. So he's definitely going to be a formidable opponent. Luckily enough, we got TB12 that has those two things in spades too, and also can rip it down the field a lot better than Alex Smith. So
They also have Andy Reid, to your point earlier. I mean, he's one of those guys like Tom Coughlin that can, you know, if anyone's going to match up against Bill Belichick, it's going to be one of those, that fraternity, and he's one of those guys that can potentially pull that out. You know?
definitely a formable staff.
and
There's
you know
no
what?
doubt about that.
I love that Andy Reid. I have such respect for him because they asked him, they bait him for the communication breakdowns that the headsets have in New England, and he's like, "Come on, that's not how you win or lose games," and he just squashed it.
Ooh.
And I was like, "Thank you. You know what? Thank you, Tomlin. Look, take a look over here. That's what real good coaches with respect. That's what they do.
I like
They
that.
play the game on the field, and they don't bark at nonsense. Right?
Yes.
So, Kev, you brought up Tom Coughlin. That leads me to the ever-changing coaching carousel around the league. 2 more spots filled on Wednesday with Hugh Jackson going to the Browns and
Poor Hugh.
Giants elevating their offensive coordinator Ben McAdoo. So there's 2 less things. Before today, it seemed like a lot of the teams with vacancies were kind of doing a lot of like kind of pussyfooting around a little bit, which makes me believe that maybe we'll be out 2 coordinators as opposed to just 1. I think McDaniels is signed, sealed, delivered to the Titans.
Yeah.
Boom. That's the later days. And and I
Patricia?
just think like
I thought Patricia was going to
everybody
end up
else
in the Browns.
is vulturing
Yeah.
for the
Patricia to Detroit? What are we talking Patricia here?
How about the Niners? Actually, I think Chip Kelly might resurface at the Niners. You know how I've been all about Chip and
Kaepernick?
getting together. I thought it was going to be in Philadelphia, but
I think it's
could be in the
interesting
Niners.
that the Eagles haven't found a coach yet. It's
I would
interesting.
love for it to be Coughlin.
Me too.
I would love to see that because that
That'd
would
be
be,
nice.
you know, especially where he just blasted past the owner at his thing.
Yeah.
He would love to stick it to the Giants.
I know. It seems
You
like
know?
he wants to go to Philly. He's just waiting for the right offer.
I would love to see that happen. So what are the other jobs? So now there's only like, 4 jobs open? Niners, Titans. Who else doesn't have a coach? I think Jim Caldwell's going to be back in Detroit. Who else doesn't have a coach? Tampa. Yep.
I hear they're going to promote from within there.
I think so. Dirk Cutter, he's been interviewing a little bit, but he seems to be like the guy that's going to be down there because he's done such a good job with Jameis, and they're just going to kind of roll with that.
San Diego?
San Diego extended Mike McCoy, so they
Still
and they
going.
also, we should probably call them the Chargers because
Yeah. How about a team coming to LA?
boom, that's obviously the latest big news.
Well, it sounds like they still don't have a coach. Just saying.
Wow,
I'm just saying.
not a Mike
Still not-
McCoy fan, huh?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I haven't seen a coach in San Diego in a while.
Right. North Turner's crying his coffee right now. So was Marty Schottenheimer. What was I going to say?
Norv Turner, the last coach to be fired after an 11-5 season, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackson, too, like he gets a thing. He had 1 year with the Raiders.
8-8.
It was 8-8
With the Raiders.
with the Raiders. That was definitely a tough firing for them.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, it was weird at the time. I remember
It was.
Plays being really angry about that.
Someone came available, I think, as a coach that they really wanted at the time. Was it Gruden?
No, that was before. To me, the organizations that I feel like the worst organizations are the ones that continue to fire coaches quickly.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you were looking to get rid of Marvin Lewis. It's like they're just starting to turn the corner a little bit.
Marvin Lewis has
I
been
mean,
there
he's been there forever.
0-7.
He's tenured, no question. But
And he's created a culture that was on display. It was, it was laughing. It was.
you would blow it up. You would get.
I
You
would
wanted
absolutely blow it up, but he's been there for years.
right.
He's been there for years.
And sometimes it takes coaches 3 or 4 years. It took Marvin Lewis 8, but you're on the precipice of having a good team.
It hasn't taken him 8.
He's on the precipice
He's still trying to
of
figure it
going
out.
0-9.
Yeah. What has he figured out?
Well, he went into the playoffs without a starting quarterback, number one. And although A.J. McCarron made a good account for himself, you're not going to win many games if you start quarterbacks out.
Wait, he's
So-
0-8 in the playoffs? Is that right?
Well, he was 0-7. No, he's 0-7 now. No, he was 0-7.
He hasn't won a
now,
playoff
so
game?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'll take a quote from any Patriots player that was interviewed this
Listen.
week. What happens in the past doesn't matter. It's
look-
if you can win on Saturday.
But
you
it
can
was
win that
beyond
next
that.
game.
I
We're talking about
compounded.
reviewing a coach. Yeah, it doesn't matter. What
I
happens in the past.
compound his 0-7. He can't win a playoff game with what took place on the field. Okay, I mean, to me, that's. On
I think
him.
that's a knee-jerk reaction to just can the guy on Monday morning because some of his players couldn't control themselves.
Fine. Wait till July.
You would blow it up. I mean, this.
What about a first round loss for? I mean, how many times? How many times have
He's
they
not
played in the
getting it done.
spotlight? And they haven't won. How many times can you have a chance? Like everyone mid-season was saying, "Oh, the most talented roster in the league, Cincinnati Bengals." Granted, he had something to do with that, but is he just a GM / mediocre coach, or mediocre GM, mediocre coach? I mean, he lost control of his team. They played horrible. They've never won in the spotlight. They've never won a playoff game under his guidance. So what can he say to these guys? He's as nervous as they are.
Right.
And those things like snowball. I mean, Brandon Marshall was on Inside the NFL saying himself, he's like, it's like a monkey on my back trying to get the first playoff win, And I mean, as much as they want to deny it, the first week of the playoffs next year, if the Bengals are in it, they're going to be answering, "Oh my God, are you worried about this? Blah 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 blah." All this stuff about having never won. Patriots aren't answering that stuff.
Yeah, of course not. Thank God.
I mean, look, give him a shot somewhere else. I guess I don't know.
So he'll be hired in no time. But it's like, to me, it's kind of the same mentality that you get rid of Coughlin with. I mean, how does Coughlin get fired and Marvin Lewis stays?
Yeah, I wouldn't have fired Coughlin either.
Yeah, I would.
I think
wouldn't
continuity is
Continuity's great.
But
undervalued
yes,
thing.
But I think what organizations and businesses say every once in a while, it's time for just a culture change, and we're tired of the way things have been done over the last X amount of years. Yes, we bought in, and it was fine, and it was great, and he did well for us, but now we want a different culture. I mean, to me, the Marvin Lewis culture was on display. He's the guy, for the very reason I think Mike Tomlin is successful is one of the reasons I think Marvin Lewis is not successful. Mike Tomlin's backed by a very strict ownership. They're very involved. They're very clear about their expectations for their players. There's a history around there. Cincinnati's kind of the opposite. You got a guy that walked away from the game for a year not to be a part of this ownership team. You've got
who's a good coach?
guy that's now been out of touch. Give me a second here. Marvin Lewis with the younger generation for a long time now. You know what I mean? He's not. Yes, he's been in the league, but he's not like a Tomlin where he can really relate. So, he's like an old grandpa telling these guys to calm down, and he's just too soft.
And I think that somebody who toes the line between those two coaches that does nail it a little bit is Pete Carroll.
Yes, Pete Carroll's the perfect example of what a guy like Marvin Lewis should be, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
I think
And he's got that relationship like Tomlin has with that Tomlin has that great relationship, and he's doing a great job in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And I think that.
But I think Pittsburgh also kind of values having that continuity. I mean, how many coaches have they had in the past 50 years? Chuck Noll, Cowher, Tomlin.
Again,
and Cincinnati looks at it from across the vision.
point,
Like,
that
even if we have to
Pittsburgh-
taste it a little bit with how this guy maybe his warts and all this stuff, maybe he's not much of a disciplinarian. continuity works.
Continuity
and we have
works,
to stick with
and
it.
that's the point to great organizations.
At least they're going to the playoffs. What, you're going to bring in somebody fresh, suck it at 5-11 for a few years in order to
the playoffs? That's nothing. That's
you got to
not
have some
acceptable.
success. I mean, continuity. If you suck at your job, you can't stay there just because it's continuity's rules.
Well, I mean, he is doing well in the regular season, at least getting them a playoff berth.
Oh, great!
Which
You're
is
a great
something.
regular season coach.
Well, I mean,
Again,
look at the times before Marvin Lewis. Cincinnati was pretty horrid, you know. At least they're.
No, he's definitely brought that. He's brought that organization, brought that team to the next level.
Right.
Yeah.
It seemed to me like Hugh Jackson was the guy that maybe could have taken them to the
Right.
next level.
Yes.
He watched what Marvin Lewis was doing wrong. He probably wanted to intercede somehow, but he couldn't.
Yeah.
He's younger. I think he's more in touch with the players. Seems like he's a really likable guy. Everyone said he won the Cleveland Browns press conference today.
Right.
Personally, I'm with Jason. I would have been embarrassed, disgusted if I was the owner of the Cincinnati Bengals. He would have gone Monday morning. Hugh Jackson would have been in, and I would have squashed anybody coming in and poaching my star offensive mind. I mean, that's one of the things that the differences too that he's had. Marvin Lewis has had a head coach basically.
I hear you. So hey, we got to kind of wrap it up.
Yeah.
What? Where can our peeps find you if they want to text you during the game or tweet you rather?
Yes, at letter J Cherella Cherella.
Twitter at Kevin F Finn FINN.
I still don't have Twitter.
me up.
Sometimes they like to put it down here, but some random Mike Conley is gonna get my tweets.
We're gonna have to set you up with an account,
Right.
I mean, just so you can get something.
Gang, thanks for listening. As always, go Pats. Hopefully last week's not our last show.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.